Today on West Texas Outdoor Adventures, we make our way to Central Texas, home of one of the top deer populations in the United States. Jared and I have journeyed down to Central Texas on some of his family's land. It's one of the best whitetail counties in the state of Texas. Huge deer populations, and immediately we're greeted by heavy rain. This is starting to become a theme with us, I think, as we have to battle through some pretty good weather conditions. But if that theme continues, that also includes seeing a lot of deer, which we have on the previous hunts. Hopefully that continues today. We sat there through the storm waiting for the rain to stop because the deer just aren't going to move while that's going. And all of a sudden the storm lets up a little bit and gets down to kind of just drizzling, and it's like someone fired a starter's pistol because we have deer all over us immediately looking to get their first meal of the day. Immediately we have a bunch of smaller bucks start to move into the area. None of these are shooters, but it is a positive sign that we're seeing that much deer activity to start the day. Deer moves in from our right, and he's got a very pronounced limp to him, and he's got hurt either a fight or something like that, but we're keeping an eye on him. He's not a shooter, but he does attract the attention of another buck who gets over there, and I think they thought about a fight for a few seconds there, but that injured buck knows he's hurt. He's not going to cause a fight in that scenario, and he gets out of the way. The injured buck kind of makes his way back in front of us eating some food, and he eventually disappears to the right, and looks like we're done with him for the day. Immediately after that, a big group of deer come in from our left, and they're moving a little faster, and you can tell there's a couple hot does in this group. A bunch of younger bucks are chasing them. Not a deer that we're going to shoot, but what I'm hoping here is something bigger catches wind of this situation and comes in for a closer look. So as we're sitting there watching these deer to the left kind of go through their show, we see a deer come from our right side, and we kind of ignore him because we think it's our good friend the limping buck coming back in to get something to eat. And he clears a tree to my right, and both Jared and I's eyes shot up and looked up, and that wasn't the same deer. It wasn't limping, and pretty soon we figured out from the trail cam photos we had, this is one of the nice 9 points that we're after, and it's about game time. So this bigger buck moves across in a hurry. He knows where those hot does are, and he disappears behind an area of trees, and at that point I'm thinking we're going to have some help from these does to get that deer to come back out in front of us. Well, ask and you shall receive. One of those does cuts right in front of us, and that big buck comes out from behind the tree, and he commits to the left and walks right in front of us, and now it's just a matter of time. I need him to get clear of a tree where Jared can get a clean shot on him. No doubt about that one. That is a fantastic shot by Jared. Good hit on that deer, and the elements just played out perfect for us on this opening morning in Central Texas.
Well, you know, the buck comes in over here. You're thinking he comes back, and I look, and I'm telling you, the rack is so much bigger. And he's not limping, and then I knew that was the buck we were after.
We chilled for a few minutes, and then we got out of the stand, found a really good blood trail. I don't think this guy went very far at all. Sure enough, about 100 yards from the stand, deer on the ground. Jared's harvested his Central Texas buck for the year.
Yeah, it's
crazy deal. I mean, I would have never thought that he'd have showed in this kind of weather, but we had deer all over us. As soon as the rain let up, I don't know, there's 5, 6 bucks all out in front of us. But not a bad representation of what's around here.
We get a closer look at this deer and we know which one it is. It's a deer they showed us on trail cams. His name is Dagger because his brow tines look like knives. Just a very unique rack. I'm really glad Jared got a chance to harvest this deer. Just like on an earlier episode, Jared gets us off to a great start, harvests the deer on the first morning and really takes the pressure off us in terms of filming a hunt. Now it just falls to me, but I have to go out and harvest my first deer with a rifle. I've always been a bow hunter, so this is going to be interesting. So in truth, there probably is a little bit more pressure than I'm admitting at this point.
We're on our first afternoon hunt of this whitetail hunt in central Texas, and we got off to a good start this morning, and now we're set up on a huge oat field, and we think there's going to be a lot of action here tonight. We've got a really good area around us. Looks like a good in-source for feed, so we're going to set here, and since it was a really crappy start to the day weather-wise, we hope there's going to be a lot of deer movement because they're going to try to get a lot more to eat tonight because they just didn't get a lot this morning with the rainstorms.
We sat there for a while, and after that I decided I'm going to go ahead and see what I can anger in the area, pick up the black rack. We're going to do a bunch of rattling. It seems like a natural fit. We've seen those bucks chasing in the morning, so I think this technique will work. We barely get that black rack set on the ground and we have deer coming in a hurry over the top of the hill, and they're led by 2 bucks up front. The 2 bucks keep going north. They are not going to stop, but the entire harem of does jumps over the fence and starts working right towards us, and I'm hoping that provides us the perfect scene setter. So now we have does everywhere, and it just comes down to keeping your eyes open. I just do not believe that those deer are going to sit out there unattended all night. The buck's going to eventually come take a look. We're sitting there watching all those does, and eventually we can see a little spike buck pop up on the hill, and he starts meandering down the fence line, and we're focused on him watching what he's doing, and we're probably a little too focused on the spike buck because we got a heck of a surprise.
Whoa, big buck to the right.
So now we're in business, folks. We got a really nice deer moving out there. I got Chad in my ear telling me to shoot, and all I can think about is the instructions the landowner gave me. He said they have some really nice young 8 points they do not want harvested. I just couldn't judge the rack on this deer until he turned around away from me, and then at that point I could see he didn't have a brow tine on the right side. We got ourselves a shooter. Problem being, he's disappearing into that creek bed, and that is just not a smart shot that I want to take with a rifle, especially being my first time, so I had to let him walk. Now here's the deal. I'm not really disappointed at this moment because I have confidence in the thing I was taught as a kid. I think I can get that deer back, so I pick up the black rack off the floor of the blind, and I do a little tickling on it, see if we can make him mad and get him right back into the action. This deer comes back into the field and he is on a mission. It's game time. All we got to do is get him to stop, get him on camera, and put him down. I grunt him, see if I can slow him down, and I think I just made him madder, and he goes into a trot. All right, let me recap this for you. Number 1, I think I just shot a deer at 40 yards with a rifle, but hell if I know. Number 2, we didn't get him on camera. I don't think Chad and I are going to earn our hunt filming badge this weekend. All right, no blood trail whatsoever. Chad starts working his way down the creek bed. I start buffaloing my way through the woods looking for anything that might be a sign of this deer. At this point on my magical journey through the woods, I'm already working out in my head how I'm going to explain on camera that I missed my first deer with a rifle at 40 yards. Being pretty negative at this point, I'm walking through the woods, and all of a sudden, Chad Elrod saves the day. I hear him yelling from over in the creek bed, and what I can make out of the yelling is he's saying the deer is down. There he was, right there in the creek bed. I cannot tell you how overwhelmed I was with relief at that point. So there he is down there in a creek bed. Problem is, 2 foot deep of mud from all those recent rains, and as we're walking up to him, we know we got ourselves a heck of a battle to get that deer out of that creek area, but I don't care. I'm too excited at that point. I've just downed my first Texas whitetail, and it looks like he's a really good 9-point.
Well, there you go, folks. That's my first Texas whitetail right there. I've hunted whitetail a long time over different parts of the country, and this is my first one in the great state of Texas, and couldn't have worked out any better. I'm just blessed to have this opportunity, and this is what West Texas Outdoor Adventures is all about to us, is to get out here and experience nature and be able to harvest one of Mother Nature's animals. There's no higher honor to me. I grew up as a Cherokee, and this is pretty spiritual to us to be able to take a deer like this, and to get a deer like this on camera. This weekend's just getting better and better, and this is why we do what we do.
So a great weekend in Central Texas, but one point, Chad and I definitely have to work on our communication skills and our camera work, but let's be honest with ourselves, we're not super hunters. We're just regular people trying to do something we love and make a living out of it. And I wouldn't be there right now without all of them. Chad, Jared, they've been absolutely fantastic, and I'm damn proud to be part of that team, and it's been one heck of a season on West Texas Outdoor Adventures.